Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Oof. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology, and today we're going to be talking about the three biggest, why am I holding up 5 fingers? The three biggest things that Instagram and Tumblr get wrong about Scorpio. Scorpio is, using the whole house, is ruled by Mars, not Pluto. So they're very passionate and in fact can be very impulsive with their decisions, in spite of what people often say about them. And I feel like the biggest kind of hype around Scorpio is that they're stalkers, that they're like mysterious possessive serial killers, and like they have this like dark goth like emo aesthetic that we've just kind of given them. And like, have y'all met a Scorpio? I just feel like they are incredibly like warm, kind people who are actually very empathetic and like clairvoyant to the needs of others. So like obviously they're not the kind of person, if anything, they're like the opposite of the kind of person that would stalk you, in that like they wouldn't go out of their way to bother you if you didn't want to be around them. They're very like independent in that sense that they know who they are, like they know their self-worth. They don't need to overextend themselves if they're not being wanted. They're not that kind of sign, like they would just leave. Like they have too much respect for themselves, and I feel like we're constantly like treating them like they are a Twilight character, and I don't get it. At the same time though, I guess I understand the intensity that they have, the passion that they have, and the need that they're constantly always transforming and they're constantly always changing, and I think that gives them kind of an edgy vibe. But like, I just don't get the stigma around them pretty much being like villains. I don't get that, because if you meet a lot of Scorpios, they're very lovable, they're very naive in a lot of ways. I feel like they have a very like childlike, naive sense of being, and I feel like they're very hopeful about things. I don't think that they can see things for face value. I think because a lot of them are so like jaded, and I think they don't pay attention to, like, they close themselves off of from so many experiences that they don't see a lot of things. Like they can lose out on a lot of opportunity to actually see things for what they are and what they aren't. But because they kind of do at times go into like this hermit mode, I think they lose out on opportunity to really get a better understanding of the world around them. And then because of that, they get put in bad situations at times because they're not as aware as they would like to think that they are. And that is, I don't know if that was like 1 or 2 misconceptions, but you know. Another misconception about Scorpio is that one is that they are incredibly secretive. I feel like they're open books a lot of the time. Like I feel like they're the kind of people that aren't ashamed to be themselves. And I think like we kind of say like they're very mysterious and secretive, and I feel like they're protective of certain things in their life they probably don't wish to share with everyone. But they're not like if you talk to them, they're not going to like leave you guessing about things. I feel like they're very affirmative with like communication skills. I feel like they're very good at letting you know how they feel, like letting you know where they are. They're also very open about like things that they've struggled with in the past. They're not ashamed of themselves. They don't have this like need to be defensive with things. I feel like they're very open to just like accepting things for face value. And yeah. And then the third misconception about Scorpio, and this one is a little bit like racy, so I apologize. I'm trying to talk about this as like sensitively as possible, but I feel like with a lot of material online, like we're constantly shoving this like overtly sexual persona on Scorpio, and I think not only is that incredibly harmful for very like young people who are figuring out like who they are, what they're into, what they aren't, I feel like it's also very like misleading, and it's kind of a dangerous stigma to give someone, to be like, oh, they're very sexual, or they're very like into all of that stuff. I don't know, because it's like, you can't really just say that about a zodiac sign. I get why they think that, because I think a lot of people think that the 8th house is about like sex, but I don't. It's about other people's money. It's about transformation. It's not like just some big like taboo house that just like is like a sex shop, you know? Like I don't get where all that comes from. And I just get kind of annoyed and bothered, but also like I wonder like how other Scorpios feel when they constantly see that. Like, what if, you know, you have like your asexuals or, you know, what have you, like, and they're like seeing these posts, or, you know, even like people who've dealt with like trauma in these topics and they're seeing like these posts about like how Scorpio is just like some big fiend or something. I feel like that's just really harmful. And also, there are like, every sign can be certain ways or not certain ways. Like, it's not like you can't just really put that on someone. That's like a huge stigma to surround someone with. So I wouldn't necessarily say that they are like these huge like addicts or whatever or any of that. I'm sure that there's some that don't even have any interest in that, but at the same time, I just feel like it gets really tiring, I guess. And I'm sure I'm not even like a Scorpio, so I'm sure like people who actually like see that all the time are also very tired of it. And that's just like a misconception. I don't want to say like it's a misconception in the sense that people who are Scorpio aren't this way. I'm sure that there are some people who could be, but I don't think that that's all they focus about, because if anything, a lot of the Scorpios I meet are completely like monogamous and committed, and they want like a very serious, intimate bond with someone. I don't feel like they are the kind of people that could just casually do things with whatever. I feel like they need a very like strong attachment to like a foundation to build on, and I feel like we don't talk about this. We don't talk about like how Scorpio is actually very like lovable and just wants to like be, you know, protected and spoiled and like feel all of these things. I feel like we just kind of treat them like big demons, and it's just, I'm tired. So yeah. Anyways, this video is kind of brief, so I'm sorry about that, but make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you feel like any of it was accurate. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on and subscribe, because I'm struggling. I'm just kidding, but please. And I make new videos every Thursday and Sunday. I will see you in my next video.